Alright, welcome back, and I'm going to start working on the base. We left off with Bennings on the last one. Okay, and he's pretty much completed. You just need a little bit more touch up in certain areas where I see that I haven't missed a couple of areas where it needs to be touched up just a little bit. But I think I'm almost there with this thing. Okay, as far as he goes, he's pretty much there. All the spots that I missed have been hit already, and he's been cleaned up and all that. So what I want to do now is I want to start working on the base. And excuse me, got a little bit of allergy. So what I want to do first is lay down a little bit of shadow with a blue, with a very light blue. This is Deep Sky Blue by Vallejo. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it from the bottom. And I did this with the McCready bust, the base. I did the same thing just to give it a little bit of a, shadow, very light shadow. You're talking about snow. Snow is white, but also like the frozen look a little bit, and trying to get that environment in a little bit. And then after we do that, we're going to spray it down with some white and tone down that blue. And I would like to try at least to get that completed if I have still some time, because it's getting kind of late over here. And I still have some time. I want to put some black on the drums and on the jerry cans. And that's going to be the base color for that, because I want to do a little bit of like a rust effect and chipping and stuff like that to the barrels and the jerry cans, okay? Not too crazy, but, I want to get something in there, and I want to have at least a layer, like a bottom layer for when you start chipping, at least the black and maybe some rust is going to show through. Alright, so I'll show you how I usually do that. Alright, so first I want to start with the blue. I'll put that white aside for a minute. It's going to be a little quick, hopefully a quick segment here. Alright, so I want to try to get this baby done before the show and bring him along, if I can. If I can't, it's no problem. I got this. I think I got plenty of kits to bring with me, but this would have been nice to bring along. So put a couple drops of floor improver. I have to order some more. I'm running out. You don't use a lot. You just put 2 or 3 drops in there, and then thinner. Mix this a little better. Thin. Okay, and where's my mixer? Oops. Don't want that to fall on my foot. Alright, let me mix that up right here. Like I said, I'm going to hit it from the bottom. Okay, and I was just sitting here, just trying to get some stuff organized, and alright, so again, I'm going to hit it from the bottom. Very lightly, guys. Just hit it like, try to go into where you see creases and things like that. Just try not to hit it too much. You don't want too much of this color on there. It's going to be a pain in the ass to hide it. And I see I'm doing these little creases right here from the bottom. Alright. Right there. I don't hit it too hard. I just hit that too hard, but at least I'll be able to cover it. thing I'm going to use is titanium white by Liquitex acrylic ink. Okay, and I'm going to go very lightly with this. I'm not going to go too much. Then paint, and then do some more white on top of that. All right. So the way I thin this down, I just put a couple drops of isopropyl alcohol. Just a couple drops. I didn't put a lot. Alright, and it seems to work better how it flows out of it. This stuff is very thin already. But when you mix it with isopropyl, just a couple drops, it just seems like the white flows a little bit better out of the airbrush with it. Oops, what did I say? Tight with 2 hands. There we go. There's a droplet. Make sure you mix the stuff very well. And whatever's in the droplet, just let it go and get a new mix. Okay. You need to put a lot. Very thin stuff, guys. It should blow out of your airbrush pretty easy. And again, I'm just going to do like a misting motion from the top. Okay. Not going to go crazy. I trust it. Hasn't let me down yet. Alright. Let's get it out. There we go. So, see where I'm at? I'm over here. So I'm going to start doing a misting. There you go. All right. You can see a lot more of the color like this than this. You see that? You see the color underneath it? All right. Gives it that little effect. Okay. Depending on where you see it, looking at it from, you're either looking from the top, you're gonna see more white. In the middle, you're gonna see some of the blue, and obviously from the bottom, you're gonna see a lot more. But you can hit it from the bottom a little bit if you want to soften it. Just a little bit. Alright, welcome back. And what I was going to do before was going to try to brush these barrels and jerry cans, and I decided not to brush them, but just to airbrush them. Okay, just be a little bit quicker. If I overspray a little bit, it's not a big deal because I'm still gonna have to put white over that. So I already start, mix some black in there, thin it down a little bit. I just use regular Vallejo black. Alright. And go real gently. Once I get to the edges. All right. So yes, I'm gonna let this this dry a little bit. Okay, there's a lot of paint on it. So let this dry. I'll seal it, and then when we come back, I'm gonna start doing the rust. Okay, and then after the rust, we're gonna do the. I'm gonna put that coat of what is it called? I guess it's either a MIG or an AK interactive for scratching effect. So it's a clear sealer kind of thing that that you put on, and then you put regular paint over it. You let it dry. You put regular paint over it, and then it's easy for you to do scratch effects. Okay, I'll get it out when we get started with that, and I'll tell you what it is. All right, so I'll be back in a little bit. All right, excuse the mess. I just noticed I got a ton of mess over here on my work station. So I got these cheap artist paints that I bought from Hobby Lobby or somewhere around there. But these are acrylic gouges, whatever they call them. So I got 3 colors for them, and we're going to do a little rust effect with this. I was going to use something else, but it's just too many steps for something simple that I want to do, so I'm just going to keep it simple, stupid. And I got an orange, yellow, crimson red, and vermilion from that. And then I might use also these colors right here, which is light rust from Vallejo and yellow rust. Okay, so do not wet your brush. Okay, do not wet your brush. Do not dilute this. This is going to go on raw. Alright, all these colors. Okay, if you want to get the effect that I use this effect too when I do leather. I might not use these colors. You know, more in the browns and the reds and that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're cheap, so they come out liquidy. So let me put some of that liquid in here. I want it to come out a little thicker like that. There we go. Okay. And just put some of the colors in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to use an old brush. This is a brush that I had. It could have been a flat brush or I don't know, but I cut it and see how it is spread out like that. Okay, very cheap brush. And you're going to use a stippling effect. Okay. You can use a sponge if you have one, or use a little sponge effect or anything like that. It's up to you. I like to use that brush because I like the effect that brush gives me. All right. This is the vermilion. And that's how I like it, thick like that. Okay. You give everything a little texture too. And the orange yellow. Let's put those out there first. All right. Hold on a second. Get that crap out of there. A dry piece. These are very cheap brush paints, guys. So I bought the whole pack for like $9, I think. So they're not expensive and they're good for the effect that if you go to my Instagram, you'll see some real cool leather effect that I did with this stuff on the Michonne and then on the Elf. That's how I did it, doing this method. Okay. So grab some paint. Start off with any color you want. It's all the same. All right. I'm gonna get rid of some of it. Okay. Now the effect I want to get is I want to get some on the edges of the barrel rings, and maybe some on top, where usually the rust starts to build, stuff like that. Like this drum maybe fell, but at one time was standing up, and things like that. So not too much because they're small drums and they're not big, so they're not to scale to the figure. But all right, and just dab. Okay. Some more paint. That's not enough. Okay. I'm gonna dab. Dab. Dab around. And once you start scratching this stuff, the stuff underneath is gonna show. We're gonna cover this up with the green paint, and then you're gonna start scratching and getting rid of paint. The top coat and the stuff underneath is going to show. Even the black, the black is good too. The black could be the original color of the drum, I'll put some more over here. This is from MIG Interactive, and it's the chipping effect, scratch effects. Okay, and it's a chipping fluid. All right, so basically what you do is once you let this dry and I seal it, okay, then I'm going to spray this stuff over the drums, okay, with an airbrush, okay, and the jerry cans, and then I'm going to come in with a little toothpick, okay, let's just start scratching paint off. Okay, that's it. Little random chips and scratches and stuff, and the paint will come right off and show the rust and the black underneath. Alright, not too much, we're not going to go too crazy. Some of the stuff might not show, well, you know, might show good, might not show good, we'll see. I just want to give it a little rust effect because that's more realistic, okay? Alright guys, alright, so I think this is an enamel base paint or fluid or lacquer maybe, I'm not sure. I was trying to read the stuff in here, it doesn't, I can't read it. So, what I'm going to do is just going to put it in raw, and I'm going to spray paint. I'm using the Patriot because I don't want to use my better airbrush to do this stuff. Even though I do love the Patriot, but you know, it's easier this one for me to clean and take apart and stuff than a little bit more complex with the other one. So I could just, if I have to, I just can take this apart real quick and clean it real quick, blah, blah, blah. And I don't have to worry about, you know, keeping, you know, stuff like this and inside this airbrush. So in this size, this is a little bit bigger needle. So I sealed it, and you know, that's another thing that you want to make sure that you want to seal your make sure it's dry. It's still a little wet. You want to make sure this is sealed because you're going to be scratching this stuff off, and you gotta wait till before you put the paint on. You gotta do two or three coats of this stuff. Okay, sorry, I'm having a little bit of brain fart. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna wait till I'm gonna wait for the sealer to dry, and I'm gonna put 2 or 3 coats raw. I'm not gonna dilute it. Put it in here. Whatever you don't use, you can always dump it back inside the cup. Okay. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna spray and cover it, let it dry a little bit, and cover, then spray again, and then see where you're at with that. You know, I think 2 coats would be fine. And then you're gonna let that dry. And once it's dry, you're not gonna seal it. You're gonna put paint right over it. Okay, the paint that you're gonna use to paint this stuff. All right. And then after that, you're gonna start doing your little effective scratching and stuff. Okay, so let's get to it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go and hit this with the dryer real quick. I wanna make sure that the sealer is dry. All right. So I'm gonna use a little pipette for it. Okay, that's good enough. So let me go try this stuff up and then we'll start with you. All right, let's get the infinity. Try to get a little close. Again. A little bit of flow improver. Okay, and the paint. paint that I'm using is the dark olive green from AK, from that set that I bought. Okay, so let's try to do that. There you go. Over here. You know, we could do that. We could leave that one right there. Just a little bit of rush showing right through there. Let's just leave it. It's good. See how I went light on that? I wanted that effect, so I left that alone. All right, so I'm done with the green. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna get a little red, and we're gonna start painting this jerry cans. Okay, and then we're gonna start scratching. All right, so I'm gonna paint these jerry cans red. Okay. There's some paint here. All right, so let's see how this goes. gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna start scratching. Okay. Grab back. All right, let's see how this works. Let's try scratching stuff. You don't have to do it very hard either. See how it came out? You can get a little, make some effect, like, you know, scratches or indentations, small ones, big ones. Picks up and chips away down to the primer. I don't want to keep on going with that. That seems like, I don't know, it's doing something to it. So I'll fix it with snow or something. You know, I don't want to keep on ruining it. See how to chip it away. Right there. All right. Let me bring this back down. Okay. So now what you're gonna seal it, and then we come back. We're gonna do some. You're gonna fix the snow with regular white, just a little bit around the edges over there, and then we're gonna keep on doing more effects and stuff, and then maybe a little bit more weathering and everything like that. So, okay. So when I come back, the next video, that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay. Thank you guys. Back a little bit. Alright, welcome back. I'm going to start just touching up now the stuff that I oversprayed. Just a little bit. Just regular white with a little bit of alcohol in it. I use the same that I used before. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the brush, the airbrush, and I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to, okay? And then I'm going to come back, and we're going to start, I think I want to use some other snow effects, soften these up a little bit. I'll show you what I'm going to use, maybe to highlight some of this stuff a little bit more, and see how it works. You know, it's the first time I'm going to use the product. So, and I want to show you what I'm going to use. Right. This stuff is coming out a little too thick because I need to clean the brush. Okay, just get a little damp. It's like that cold. It gets cold out, you know. It'll affect me. I think it's frozen, you know. It's pretty cool. All right, be back in a little. All right, so we're back. No, we're not. We'll be right back. All right, so I have here some stuff from AK Interactive. It's from their diorama series, right? There's like effect stuff, and they have a whole bunch of range from snow to mud to concrete, asphalt, you know, things like that. I used the asphalt, concrete, the mud stuff, and things like that, but I never used the snow. I bought it for the project at one time, and I never used it. So let's give it a try today. So here I have. This is snow. This is like a paste. They're all acrylics, so they can be diluted if you want or whatever. I never tried them. I saw some videos on how to's and stuff like that. So I figured let's give it a go. I don't want to like mud up the whole thing. I just want to do it in certain areas. But I want to give this a try. This, I'm not sure how to use this. It's very, this is more like a paste. Excuse me. And this is more like it's very runny and shiny. And I don't know, we'll see. Let me pull some out, let's try it, let's see what it looks like. And this is more like a powder, all right? And you get the powder, you can throw it in, you know, like throw a little bit of, you can smear some white glue, or you can throw some I was thinking about using some. Let me see if I can find it. Some varnish, some matte varnish. Just spraying some of this stuff. It doesn't dry as fast as the canned stuff. All right, so and then maybe sprinkle it onto some of the areas that I want to, like I wanted to do barrels with that. You know, and have some like new snow effect on top of the base. Alright, so okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this first, and then we're going to move on to the other two. Alright, the paste. And it's very lightweight. Right. See, this stuff is like very. It's all over here. I don't know how to. I don't want to leave the can open and let it dry. So I'm going to just put some stuff here. And if I need more, I'll get more out of it. It's like very light. Very fluffy. And I see some people use it different ways. So, you know what? I got some here. Let's just put it on. Really like that. Okay. Leave it alone. That's it. Oh, my big head. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to let this dry. Okay. And then we'll come back and we'll mess around with this a little bit more, some other stuff, okay? But right now, I'm just keep on touching it, look, and keep on pulling stuff out on the top. And I don't want to do that. Alright, so let's let that dry. See how it dries. My kid's arguing with my wife, so if you can hear that. Alright, but I'll be back a little later. Thank you very much. Hi, welcome back to Just Paint It. I have finished the basic painting on this kit. So basically what I have here is the base. Remember I showed how I did with the snow. I don't know if I'm going to add that part yet to this video or not, because I'm trying to change up the way I do the videos and stuff. So, but I think I'm going to add this part base maybe to a separate, its own video and stuff, how to do snow effects on a base or something. But I don't know yet, but if it is included, it is. But I just want to show you guys how it came out. Okay. And there we go. You can see some of the rust effect right there. It's still showing through. I didn't want to go too much on it because of the scale in here and then around there. Same thing with some of the chipping on the cans. Let it focus. And then there's some more rust effect. And then the snow, different types of snow that I put in. And then after it really dried down, then I coated it so the stuff stays on, but you still got a little bit falling off, as you can see. But for the most part, it's all there and it'll stay there unless you like really put your hands on it. You can see like little melting snow. The best effect that I got was I didn't use this. I tried it. Let me put it on focus. The snow sprinkles. When I was doing it, I kind of went back to it. The color wasn't the same. I think this is more for like putting it like on. They use it for like putting it on vehicles for around the tires, on top of metal where it's melting and stuff like that. So I didn't find it. It worked very well with this base. But I did get awesome effect with the micro balloons and the snow terrain. Now, this is very fluffy, very light. You put it on everywhere where you want to put on. And then I got the micro balloons, and then I sprayed it with a matte varnish, but not the rattle can. I use this stuff. And then I went and sprinkled on some snow in different areas, and it gave it a really nice effect as far as like, you know, fresh fallen snow and things like that. So that came out really good. Okay, so let me put that away real quick. I just want to show you what I did with the base and how it came out. Now let me show you. So I took pictures and I put it on Instagram already. And I'll tell you what the reason why I did that. Okay, and then I did I finished Bennings. There he is with the bloody. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I did with this. The hands took me a long time because they took a long time to dry. Okay, they did. And then what I did is I went over and I covered the sleeves and I sprayed to protect it. I put on this matte varnish. All right. Hold on a second, that's my ring. So, what I did is I masked the sleeves and the shirt, mostly of the sleeve and the, you know, like the edge and all the way up. And what I did is once it dried, I sprayed that chalk matte varnish. It wasn't focusing. Come on, there it is. Okay. After it dried, but I used what I use is the FX blood that I use for a lot of the blood stuff that I do, which I think is one of the best things out there. It's a real one-time solution for doing like stuff like this, real gory crap. So I got a real nice effect on the hands. Look at that. Some of the veining is showing through that I did. Remember what I did with the veining on the hand? Like right there, you can see some of the veins coming. Let me see if I can focus on that. All right, but it came out really nice. I'm really happy with the way this came out. You see the nose and the top of the ears for simulating like it's cold out. I'm really happy the way this came out. Some of the freckling on the head and the face. Still showing through. The beard, all the different tones. He came out really nice. I'm really happy the way he came out. Let me diffuse this so I can see something here going on. Alright. So, let me turn the lighting a little bit here. See what kind of effect I can get out of this. Hold on a second. Here we go. That's better. Alright, so, you know, the change of the tone of the beard, I'm really happy with how that came out. Everything came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. So, where do we go from here? Is it done? I'm going to screw this thing up pretty good now. And I want you guys to be part of it. Alright, so there's the finished kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do an OSL effect like I did with Negan. My Negan kit. Let me show him to you real quick. Let me pause this because it's going to take me a little bit to get it. Alright, so you guys remember I showed this before, I believe. This is the Negan kit that I painted. He's got a double OSL effect that I did, which is like a moonlight coming in from this side behind him. Over here, coming in an angle towards the front. And then like a bonfire or something down on this side. Okay, so what you see right there is this effect, like effects from the sides, from the left and right. So if you turn it from one side, you'll see heavy, dark shadows. Okay. The lighting is very muted from the dark. And then when you switch it over to here, it's a lot more. Okay. Alright, so I'm trying to do this effect only with the fire, with Bennings. Alright, so very nervous about this because I'm afraid of ruining the kit, because this is going to be a little bit tricky for me. I was able to capture something like this the first time I did it, and then I don't know, so let me pause this, let me get stuff ready, get the paints ready I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. I was going to bring this to the show if it worked and looked nice, but if it doesn't come out the way I want it, so be it. Okay, so let me pause this and let's get going. Alright, so I'm gonna have to answer the door in a few minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this one short. Not sure, but cut in between. So what I'm gonna start off with is I'm gonna try to do this whole OSL effect just from one side and from a particular angle, which I'm thinking is gonna be from the back side over here, going up. So I'm going to go up this way, like this. Okay. Now the reason why I'm doing that is obviously the flare on the movie, in the scene where he's doing this part, is coming in from the bottom, right? So if this OSL comes out good, I'm also going to have to hit the side of the base a little bit, okay? Maybe a couple of the corners. And the reason why I want to do that is I don't want to lose all the work that I did on him, or hide all the work that I did on him and I did on the base. So it's going to be like a, I want to just do this one side of his face right here. Right here. Not hide all of the work that I did on the skin tone or all the work I did on everything else, because I'm really happy the way this came out. I can present it like this. I just think it's incomplete if you don't do some kind of OSL on him. Alright, how is it going to come out? I don't know. I'm going to have to repaint this whole freaking kit after I'm done with this. Okay, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take because I want to get that effect. Here we go. I'll be right back. Okay, like I was saying, the light effect is going to come in from the one side here, from down here, okay? And I'm going to try to capture the face over here and things like that. So, and a little bit maybe hopefully some of the hand will pick up. And I know it doesn't simulate the movie very well, but still, you know, what I'm trying to do here is just give it a little bit of effect, do something a little different, maybe to stimulate some of that part. And so what I did is I also masked the eyes. Okay, if I'm going to put a little glow in the eyes, it's going to be done with the brush. Okay, and then also I did the same thing with the lips. All right, in the mouth. I don't want nothing to get in there. Okay, so I masked that. Still have to mask. I want to try to mask the black. Okay, because this was a pain in the ass to paint, and I'm going to try to protect it a little bit. So I'm going to mask this real quick, come back, and this is the paint that I'm going to use. Alright, I'm going to start off with a yellow, fluorescent yellow. Move up to a yellow-orange azo. These are all inks. Okay. I have a flame orange, or orange flame. Okay, this is also an ink. I don't think this is not fluorescent, I don't think. It doesn't say. Alright. And then I have a fluorescent red. Okay, that's going to be the final. Alright. It doesn't matter if you have or don't have the fluorescent colors. You could do this with any other reds and yellows. I'm just adding the fluorescent because I think it'll give it a little bit more punch, that more of a, hopefully the flare look. That's what I'm trying to go for. I also have these two that I'll probably be using, which is from the Nocturna series, from the Crimson series. And I have Inferno Red and Fire Flame. Okay, here's the colors. These are nice, bright colors. These are not fluorescent. These are just regular acrylics. Okay. And what I'm going to probably do these below this. So they're going to be, you know, these will go in first. Depending on where the effect is going, I might be adding some of these. Alright, but I'm going to start off with the inks. What I'm going to dilute it with the inks with is going to be with a little bit of alcohol. Okay, and I already have a pre-made, this bottle right here. It's a mix of alcohol and distilled water. And I use this to dilute my US garage kits with, because they seem to flow better on the airbrush. And I'm just going to put a drop or two in the mix of the paint. That's it. These are very well thin paints, and they go through their airbrush pretty well. But I want to just one drop, and then maybe one drop of flow improver in there. Okay, just to make the stuff flow pretty well in the airbrush. This way it's easy for me to clean afterwards. I can just keep on going as I'm feeling where this thing is going. Okay, so let me go mask this up real quick here, the black, and let me come back and then we'll start shooting the paint. Okay, and let's see where we go with this. Alright, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I masked the side. Okay, and I just want to go over real quick. I put this to protect those, not just to, stuff, but also to protect the kit from getting scratched. So real quick, I just want to run this by you. Is the effect, the way that I did the effect on this was the intensity of the color. Now you see how there's yellow and it goes down to this more intense color. So that's how I'm going to do the same thing here. The intense colors are more centralized in one area. Okay, and then it fades out to a lighter color. Okay, so that's the kind of effect that you want to do. So your bottom layers, which is going to be the lighter colors, are going to be more widespread. Okay, so you're going to hit with the yellow, because the yellow is going to, the light is going to dissipate as further away it goes. So you're going to want to go with the lighter color. It also gives it the mix of the glows and the different colors of the fire or whatever. But as you dissipate, as you go away from, the further you go away into the face from the centralized area that you're going from, you want to fade out. You want to fade in this way. Okay, does it make sense? Less color here, more intense color here. Okay, so you want to concentrate more color in one area, like around here. Okay, And you want to make this paint as translucent as you can when you dilute it. All right. Now it's already pretty translucent, but if you have to make it more translucent, just add more thinner in it. Okay. All right. So that's the effect that I'm going for. See how even on this chest right here, the intense colors are here, and as it goes out, it's just you barely see color. There's some color here. Okay. Because the way the light captured it when I pointed the airbrush, or pointed it in a certain way, it's picking up just barely a little bit of color down underneath the button. Okay, I don't know if you can see that right there. You can see a little bit of red underneath the button, and then the zipper. Okay, but these colors are more intense because they're closer to the fire. All right. The same thing goes with here with the moonlight. The moonlight, because it's coming in from the top, you're hitting these lights a little bit more intense, and as it goes down, it fades down. Okay. Same thing with the face. Right, in the angle of the face where the moonlight was coming in, it fades away, and you still have. See, I painted this the same way I did to him. I put down all the skin tones down, and then I overbrushed it with the airbrush over the skin tone. And that's the effect that I got. Okay. On Negan. Alright. So that's the same method and theory that I want to go on and do this. Now you see those mini painters that do it with the brush and they get in there. This is a larger kit. You can do this with an airbrush, you know, and you can probably get a pretty decent effect with it. Can you do it with the brush? Absolutely you can. Alright. I'm not that well versed on the brush. I'm not going to be lying to you. I could get a better, you know, you can glaze it, you could do all this stuff, and I could probably get the same effect. But I really like this, how it's the airbrush just, you get a nice smoother transition. Alright, with this. Alright. And you can still see some of the regular skin tone in the middle. Alright. Got a nice blend going on with that. And that's kind of the effect I want. Am I going to do a moonlight effect on this? I don't know. Let me see how this comes out. I might change my mind and might wind up going this way, but I'm already bringing this kit to the show, and I don't want two kits to look the same. You know, so that's the whole thing behind that, okay? So let me see how this comes out. If it ruins it, you know, you can always paint over it. That's why. But I just really like the way it came out. So it's gonna hurt if it doesn't come out good. So let's get started with this. All right. So I already did all the masking and everything, so everything's good to go. So let me just get this mixed up and let's put it in the airbrush. All right, I'm gonna use the Infinity airbrush, okay? And put 1 drop of flow improver in it. Okay. Let's start with this. Where's my mixing brush? So gnarly looking. And this is a good mix of alcohol in here, so I'm going to use this stuff. Just put a little drop in there. And let's see how it goes. I'm going to shoot on the paper first. Excuse me. I got so much to do before. I got 2 days left to get this done. I got so much stuff to do, and I got a new printer coming in, so I gotta get my printing area set up and cleaned up because I'm not happy the way it's set up right now. I put about 5 drops in there. Let's see how that works. Backflow mix it first. Okay. Look at the yellow. It's very fluorescent. Okay. Okay. Now you can put yellow underneath. Okay. Let's just see. I remember I was telling you guys how the how the silly putty tends to droop. It was drooping right there, so it was coming off. That's why you don't leave it overnight, because the stuff just start to droop. And all right, so get your fear over. Let's just go and do this. All right, so let me see how I can grab this. Okay. So seal between layers every time you're done. Let it dry and all that stuff like that. We're gonna do all the same. All right. So let's just get started. So I want this to. The light's gonna come over from here, which right the angle where I'm at right now, which is right here. I'm gonna go from a little bit far away. This is gonna be a wider spread because this is gonna be the color. That's the lighter color. That's gonna be widest spread out. Okay. How spread out do you want to go? Let's just wing it. Okay. So. I'm going to start on the here to see how it comes out. Don't forget that you're shooting everything like at an angle. Alright, so I'm doing the hands right now. Just in case, I know you don't see the airbrush, but that's where I'm at. I'm at the hands. Now at the fur in the jacket. And on the sleeve, I'm hitting a little bit on the bottom. I know it's not going to probably not show so well, but you can always come back and do it again. I might have to put some more paint in this. So I'm just shooting it very lightly. Now I'm doing the face, guys. Maybe just a little bit higher through the nose. See how it looks like a little jaundice? That red is going to be very potent, so you can always come back and do this color again. No big deal. But just make sure you get a decent coverage. Like so there's a yellow right there. Am I nervous about doing this? Absolutely. Absolutely nervous, guys. Absolutely nervous. I'm really happy the way the kit has come out, but you know what? You won't know how things work out if you don't try them, you know what I mean? Alright, so I'm going just a little bit over to where the usual, like I know the light is coming out like this, but I want that to fade out from the red, so you can always go back and forth, but you don't want to do too much. You don't want to get in there with the reds. It's just going to cover the shit out of this, and then it's going to it's going to get harder to cover or to get that effect if you go with too many layers. So just keep that in mind. All right. You don't want to keep going back and forth because then you're going to just put way too much paint. It's going to look like shit. So, alright, so I got that yellow. So now the next yellow that I'm going to do, the azo yellow, the orange yellow, you're going to bring it in more. Alright, so this you can give it like a little bit of a glow on the outside edges. Alright. Grab it where you think. Where you think those colors are gonna show up. I'm hitting the back of the jacket a little bit too because I want to capture some of that because everything is coming from here, right? I might want to stretch this puppy out a little bit. I want want to get the black. The black is a real pain. It has to cover the paint that I use, so I just want to just keep it. All right. The trick with the alcohol is from Gilbert from Red Dragon. He told me to put a little bit of alcohol in the inks. It makes it not splatter as much and stuff, which is a great tip because ever since even with the white, you put a little drop of isopropyl in it. It works. It comes out of the airbrush like great, you know, and doesn't splatter and stuff. So, thank you, Gilbert, for that tip. All right, so don't forget the intensities is going to be more. So as you fade out, you know, bring the reds, the orange, and then the reds in as you come in. Okay. So that's. So like I said, I'm doing everything from this angle. So. Okay, so let me show you what I have. So, I don't want to touch anything. So hold on a second. Let me finish doing what I'm doing here. It doesn't show up in the hair so much, but that's okay. So if it's not going to show up in the hair so much, you might want to go with the yellow up a little bit more. You follow what I'm saying? You want to show a little bit more of that transition. So just go ahead and just go a little bit higher, not too much. All right, there we go. A little bit in the ears. I want to get the hands to show a little bit more. I really like the way the hands came out with that FX blood. That stuff looks just great, man. I love it. You know, it just goes on. You can mess around with it a little bit, but that's why you have to do the underlayering, like I did. You know, with like I did with the flesh tone a little bit, and then I went in and gave it veins and blues and reds and stuff like that, and I gave some more deep reds into the crevices, and then I came around with that stuff, and then I started working it in. You know. You can work it in with a little bit of water if you have to, you know, dissolve it a little bit and just smooth it out a little bit. Just add a little bit of water to your brush. Stuff looks great. A little bit of glow on the bottom. Right there. See underneath here? That thumb. Okay, if you hit it in an angle, those shadows on the shirts and on the sleeves and everything else is going to preserve, you know. So don't be afraid to shoot. A little bit more. Okay. Make sure you hit the bottom. It's like really soaking with a lot of paint, but it's okay. I'm getting the effect of what I want. Alright, so I'm gonna let this dry. Let me show you. Turn around. Okay. That's the effect that I want right there. Okay. So that's coming out okay. Right. Still got a lot to go. Prop them up somehow. There we go. Okay. Oop. Put this here. Alright, so I'm going to clean the airbrush, let him dry, and then I'll come back and we'll continue with the next color. Okay. Alright, so I seal him. Okay, it's nice and dry. So now we're going to go with the, where is it? Right here. The yellow orange azo. Okay. It's an ink. It's not fluorescent, but we're gonna hit now a little bit more centralized. Not so. Don't get so close to those edges of those yellows that we have. Okay. Let's see how that works out. I got it mixed already, so I did the same mixture as I did before. I put about 5 drops of paint, one of the floor improver, and a couple of drops of the alcohol. All right. So once again, I'm gonna start off here. Okay. Just hit it nice and gently. I'm doing the sleeve right now. And I'm going towards the hand. This is a little bit more noticeable as far as the color goes than the other yellow. I'm trying to hit those. Just trying to stay more inside where these. Right there. I like that. All right. Let's see how this works here. See how I got a little bit of drippage going there. I don't like that. There we go. See how a little bit more intense this color is, and less intense is on around the edges. Okay, so try to keep that in mind as you're painting. All right, so I'm going to tilt him a little bit more and start hitting the face around the cheeks, if you can see that. Not sure if you can see that or not, but now I'm painting the nose a little bit, and the cheek, and the going towards the top of the head. This is a little bit stronger, so you gotta be careful. Don't overdo it. Trying to get in there. See, getting that nose a little bit more. The shirt, right there, under the shirt. Here. That green, like this green absorbs this orange very well, so you might have to just like get a little closer. Just don't hit it too hard, because then you get spidering and all that, so you don't want to do that. Just go nice and light. See how I'm going very lightly on these higher edges here on the sleeves, okay? So quite a bit of paint coming out. See that? You can't see that. Hold on. Let me see. I'm hitting the trigger very slowly. See that? Okay. think that's pretty good. Oops. Just trying to get a little bit more of that orange into the hands from the glow. There we go. That's the shirt good. Yeah. See this part of the shirt, the sleeves, the hands and the sleeve cover it from the light, so that's good. So I'm gonna need to hit that a little bit. So a little bit more intensity here. There we go. Use your finger just to kill that. That's it. A little bit on this right there. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to seal it. You can see the more yellow. I put a little bit, try to get a little bit further away. Because this one's a little more intense, so it probably captures a little bit, you know, with the reds and everything. It just, you can't really see it. So I want to try to get something so at least you can see something. And, you know, further away from the skin. You can still see the skin tones beneath this and all the texturing that we did when we did the skin tones. You can see its dots and everything, which is still good because this is translucent paint, looking very good. Okay, and you see how the effect is starting to work its way in and stuff like that. Different colors here in the back. I gotta touch up this a little bit over here. So, all right, so let me drop this down and let him dry so I can cover him up, put a coat on him of matte varnish, and we'll go from there. Okay, we can do the next one. Okay, be right back. Excuse me. So, next color up, I did the same mixture as before. I did one of the floor improver, some a little bit of alcohol, and I'm going to go with the flame orange. All right, the ink. This is not. I don't think this is not fluorescent. Let me make sure. No, it's not. Okay, so again, you're going to start working your way in again. Okay. All right, so seal him. He's ready to go. Okay, so we're going to work our way in again. We're going to start with the sleeve. I don't know how much I'm going to go in there into the hands, but let's see what comes out. Sorry about that. Coming into the collar and towards the back of the jacket. I'm trying to stay more centralized into this area right here. Go maybe a little bit more intense. Cover that black up a little bit. I want to get into the collar, into the front of the jacket, right here in this top part right here. You see that where I'm going right there? All right. I'm hitting that a little bit more intense. Right here. You're getting that. You're starting to see the glow. Okay? You're starting to see the effect that's having right there. Alright? So that's what you want. Oh man, I hope this comes off really good too. Anyway, so I'm just very nervous about doing this, to be honest with you. Because I put a lot of work into this kit, and now I'm doing this at the end. Just to, this is getting a little blotchy right there. That's okay. Let me get it with this right here. Too much paint right there. Just dab it out with the little Q-tip. Okay. Don't let it pull up on you. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to go towards, let this dry a little bit. Let me go up towards the face. Alright. Always have some Q-tips ready to go, guys. Alright, there you go. This one I'm hitting a little bit gentler. Okay. Going towards the nose, the cheek. Alright. Very intense color, so I'm trying to stay down here at this area now. Not to go up so high. Okay. Going towards the hair. To the ears a little bit. See how I'm hitting the airbrush, just little shots. Okay, little shots at a time. Alright, see, much more intense, right? Look at that. As soon as I stop here, I'm gonna put a little bit different light, so this way you guys can see a little gentler light, so maybe you can see a little better. A little bit more intense on the bottom. Let me see what this looks like here. Nah, see it blends in too much with the red. So I'm just gonna leave this alone. It has a little bit of back glow going on already. See what I'm saying? Look at the difference between this hand and this one, okay? So you got a little bit of the effect going on. Just leave it alone. It's just gonna mix too much of the reds and the orange. It's not gonna look right. I want to intensify a little bit here on the bottom, on this area right here, and this part of the jacket right here, because it's coming out from the back and down here. Now this dried a little bit. See from far away. You can intensify that jacket part down here. All right, so this is all bright intense right here, here. Part of the face, that's it. Okay, not too much. All right. Let me hit a little bit of the top of the collar of the orange jacket. Just change that color up a little bit. That's all I want to do. Just a little change in color, you know. Bottom of the beard. All right. Let me hit that face a little bit more. Right there in that area, right there. There you go. Yeah. So I don't know why it's blotching right here in this area. It's like not want it to stick or something. I don't know. It's just gently right there. Just pull it right there. I don't like that. I got it out. Alright. Got me change the light. Let me see if anything. There we go. That's a little bit more natural. Right there. See that? See how it intensifies and just blends out? I think I need a little bit more here. Towards this side. Alright, so I'm going to let them dry, and I'm going to seal them, okay, and see what happens. We're going to go with the next color. Okay, hopefully you can appreciate what's so far is coming out of this. Okay. Alright. The effect on everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this color, Fire Flame, from Fire Flame from Nocturna. Okay, and I'm going to use regular thinner for this, and a little bit of Floor Improver. So I'm going to put it in the cup, 3 drops, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. Like I said, I don't have an exact formula. I just go with consistency of milk, maybe a little bit thinner because I want to be a little bit more translucent this time. Okay, so this paint is kind of thin. Let's see what comes out. I put about 5 drops in there. Let me mix it up. Let me see what comes out. Now this is not very. It's not like an intense red, but it's. Let's see what comes out. I don't know what's going to come out. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty thin. Okay with that. Do a little backwash here just in case. Okay. I switched lenses, so I got you guys in more. This lens is all the way up on top over here. My rig. All right, that's the color right there. Okay. So same thing, guys. All right, so we're gonna start off with the shirt, the sleeve of this jacket. I'm sorry, I'm saying shirt. Very lightly. Color's more intense on the bottom. Okay. Hit that jacket down there. See where I'm hitting the jacket? So you see the color coming in? Okay. You can see that. See the intensity here. Cover that up. See how the darn. I think I need new silly putty because this stuff keeps on dripping pretty bad. So I think it's time for me to order some new silly putty. I think I got a couple more little eggs, the way they come. I just sort of like it. There's like 10 eggs. They're like really cheap. They come in a bag. You got plenty of silly putty there to last you for a long time. You can reuse this stuff. Oh, I like this color, the way it's showing some intensity there. You see that? I'm not exactly sure if this is one of the colors that I used the last time, to be honest with you guys, but I really like the. Now, the effect I'm trying to do now is put a little bit of scatter color everywhere. Just scatter around so you get like the flame from the flare. You know, it's not a constant same color. It's going like flickering and stuff. So you want to like maybe spread the color out a little bit to give it like that effect. I need to get some right there, right here on this top shoulder. I didn't get a whole lot of color in there. But you don't want to go too intense, but you want to more intense on the bottom. Maybe put a little bit on the hands. It's not really showing very well, but I put a little bit on there anyway. Alright, so now let's go hit the face. I'll put a little bit of color here, just a little bit there. So it shows up. You see, yeah, I don't think you can see it, but there is a little bit of color there. Alright. Just a little bit more intense right there. Alright, because this droops down a little bit, so we hit a little. Alright, so now let me hit the face. The back of the ear. Back side of the ear. I'm going this way. The hair. Starting to show up on the hair a little bit, which is nice. And I feel like I need to go up a little bit here. There we go. See a little scattered. More on the face. There we go. Just increase that intensity right there. The beard. The back of the ear. This right here is just showing way too much right there. There we go. That right there. The nose. Make sure I got enough. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm putting more intense color in this area right here and down here. Alright. And I put a little bit more on this area right here. Okay. To hit that other yellow that I had going on there. Focus. Focus. Why she's not focusing? There we go. Okay, sorry about that. If it wasn't focused. Right. From far away, I'm gonna hit it. I need to clean this real quick. Hold on a second. Put this down. Better. Okay. Far away. I love the way the colors are blending in now with the intensity of the lights and everything. And certain areas are just really, really popping out, man. You know? That's it right there. Boom. Boom. Yeah. That's it. Alright, I'm going to let it dry and then I'm going to shoot it and then we're going to do the last color, guys. Okay? I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to hit the fluorescent red. I did the same thing as before. I did the alcohol with the 1 drop of the flow improver. And this is the color that I'm using. Psst. Focus. There you go. Okay, it's fluorescent red. Okay. This is the last color, so. Okay. I'm only going to stay within the a small area here. I want to see how that comes out. I don't want to go too crazy with this color. Let's see what happens. Okay. I am going to go intense. On the jacket. Below here, I went a little more. Okay. Get this area right here, just a little bit. Right there. Just get a little bit right there. And hit the face just very lightly. Back of the ear. Too much. Just dab it a little bit with the finger, that's good. Alright. And then let me try to hit the back over here. Yes. This third putty's giving me a hard time. Hitting certain areas here and there, guys. Right. No. Trying to overdo it, you know what I mean? There we go. Let me see what this looks like. I'll put this down. Yeah. So what you're going to be seeing, see how you see the light? Okay. Just looking it forward. That's what you see. And as you turn them, the intensity of the light just gets more and more. Look at this. And you know where the source of the light is coming from now. Okay? That's it right there. See the bottom of the jacket? How it's glowing. Alright? See some of the hand, the yellows. You can see the difference back here. Alright? If you focus on that hand in here, okay? Okay, so he's gonna be posted. Alright, so let's let it dry. Let's seal him. Post him on the base. And we're gonna have to do the base too, right? So we're gonna have to match up the base with what's going on with the character. All right, so let's. I'm very happy with the way it came out. I was very nervous, but you know, as we went along, I felt a little more confident, a little more comfortable doing it. You know, it's just getting in there and doing it. You know, is the hardest part. All right, so there you go. All right, that's pretty cool. You know, if I would do the moonlighting on him, but the reason why I'm not doing it is because I already have a character painted that way. I'm bringing in him in that way. And am I happy with just this alone? I was happy with just the facial skin tones. until I did this. I like it. I feel more comfortable, more, you know, I don't know, I might change my mind with the moonlighting, guys. So we'll see. All right, let me start off with the base, and then we'll go from there. If I have to come back and do that, we'll do it. But I feel more comfortable doing it now. So okay, so let me pause this. Let me seal him up, and we'll post him on the base and see what he looks like, and then we'll take it from there. All right. All right. So this is what he looks like posted on the base. Okay. I'm trying to get him in focus. Look at the eyes. Yeah, it looks good. That looks good. I'm really happy with the way that came out. Okay. Alright, see, that's why I protected the mouth. There's enough color under the lip. You still have color on top of the lip because the effect, remember the effect is coming from underneath. So I didn't want to get any color in those particular areas, right? So there's the eyes. Alright. That looks good, guys. I'm really happy with that. And that's the intensity. Okay. There's the intensity of the color and everything. You still have that glow. Alright. I'm going to take pictures of, I have pictures of the pre-OSL, and I'm going to have pictures of post-OSL after the video to show. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do on the base. Now the base is going to be posted at an angle like this. This is the angle that he's going to be in right there. Alright. This is how he's going to fit right there. Okay, so to simulate that, I'm going to tip him over, show you. Okay, so the angle is going to be coming up from back here. Okay, so we're going to hit color in these areas right here. Okay, same method that we did before. We're going to hit right here, coming out. Well, remember that the flare is going to probably end up, it's on the bottom. It's on the bottom somewhere around here. All right, so the light's going to be coming out more this way. Okay, I'm going to hit this side of the curve. This is a curve right here, and there's another curve back here, another. So this is going to be the focal point right here. All right, this is going to be an intense point right here, going up like this. Okay, in here, this corner here, and this corner here, and that corner right there. All right, so 3 spots, 1, 2, 3, going up this way. So that's where you want to focus. You want to hit some of this barrel here, which is nice because a lot of the rough spots are showing up on the other side. This one, you know, might be hidden. That's okay, you know. I did a lot of work to that. I don't want to hide too much of it, but we'll see what happens. It is what it is, you know. But so now, and what I did before I started, when I started painting this with you guys, I put a thick layer of the chalk matte varnish. Okay, and the reason why is that I wanted to make sure that everything is properly, the snow is going to stay there. All right, it's not going to go anywhere. You know, I already overcoated it before with the other UV resistant stuff, but I wanted to put a coat of the other stuff because it's a little bit thicker, right? And you know, so I wanted to protect it a little bit better. So now I'm going to start off like I did before with the yellow, then the other yellow, and then the orange, and then the reds, and we're going to do the same effect. Okay, so let's hit that now. I'm going to put this guy out, and we'll pause. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Sorry. So I got the yellow. We're going to start off with that. 1 drop of floor improver and alcohol. Okay, guys? So very little bit of alcohol. And I got the yellow. Fluorescent yellow. So we're going to start off with the base. Just in case this is a different video, I'm using this. It's a fluorescent yellow. Okay. So here we go. The light source is over here. And I'm going to shoot this way. Okay. See how I got a little bit of yellow over there, a little bit of yellow here, and everything else is being covered by this. So because my focal point is going to be here, coming this way. So the light is reflecting out this way, right? So it's going to hit that side of the barrel a little bit, the ground, because it's on the bottom, okay? So, all right. Let me pause, seal, move on, okay? Okay, next color is, the next one is the yellow orange azo. Okay. Same thing, okay? You're gonna Alright. Alright. Change colors. Be right back. So next color is the flaming orange. Alright. It's not a fluorescent. So I'm assuming this is going to be pretty strong too. So again, very gently just start hitting it from, I'm using this corner as my focal point. There you go. Okay, so enough with that. Let's switch up. All right, next color, a fire flame from Nocturna Colors. Okay. Remember, you're doing it over white, so go nice and gently first. Okay. Start from the bottom. That's it. That's it for that right there. All right, let me clean the airbrush and then we'll do the last color. Okay? Be right back. Okay, so the last color we're going with is the fluorescent red. Okay, the ink. Fluorescent red. Okay, and so what I was thinking is the flare is closer to the ground, and obviously this is going to be your base, your ground piece. So you might want to go a little bit more intense here with the red. Try it out. Let's start off nice and slow, and then we'll go from there and we'll see where it goes, okay? But let's just start spraying. Start with my corner, my focal point. In the front area right here. This is called this your front, and these are your sides. Okay, that's where I concentrated, because that's how the base, the figure is going to be standing. It's going to be like the leg's going to be coming this way. Okay, so this is my focal point. He's going to be sitting this way like this. Here's my focal point. Remember that the light is coming from behind him a little bit this time, so that's where I'm concentrating all these colors. All right. And it doesn't need a whole lot. You don't need to go crazy. All right. Just remember, there's a little variation going on everywhere, and this is what you're gonna get. Okay, from the bottom, you see how. Okay, and as I turn it, you see the effect. Okay, see how I went from the bottom? You see the effect? Okay, all right, let's do it from the front. Okay, there's your focus. All right, so let's do it again. Now look at that. Okay, start turning it. All right, see the color intensity just starting to grow. Turn it. Look at that, guys. That's, you remember what I said about that wall? Just barely need a little bit of color right there in the wall. See that? And there you go. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's what you want. It's perfect. All right. So let me pause this and then we come back. I'm gonna seal this whole thing and then come back and we'll talk about it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. Sorry, I'm not going to switch the lens because it's a pain in the ass, but you know, you see how the color is so intense on the bottom, but then you bring them up and that's what you get right there. Okay. The glow. Just exactly where I wanted it. All right. There you go. And I want to put pictures up, so don't worry about that. And look at the face. I'm really happy the way they all came out. All right. I was a little scared, a little worried, but I think it came out pretty good. So I'm happy with it. I hope you guys learned something out of this. You know, I think this kid is. It's just. I'll bring it to the show. You know, to Chiller Theater. Hopefully. Not like I said, I don't have any intentions to winning anything at the show, but to show off my pieces. That's it, you know, and to help out Scotty Mills, you know, with trying to get that thing going over there. All right, but this is what I'm gonna bring in, just like that. He's all sealed, ready to go. Just gotta touch up a couple pieces right there in the black area. You know, I gotta got like about four or five pieces I'm bringing over. All right, and like I said, I'm not looking to win anything. I'm only looking to, you know, my skills to grow. Hopefully, you know, you guys are learning along with me. You're learning something. You're enjoying what I'm doing, and you know, and hopefully you guys will learn something out of this. You know, try to be a little risky. It's a finished piece, and I just, you know, ruined it. No, I didn't ruin it. I'm very happy the way it came out. You know, I think I'm gonna bring him in. All right, I'm gonna glue him on, let him cure overnight. You know, I got 2 days to let it cure and let it solidify and everything. Touch him up and bring him into the show. Hopefully he'll do good. You know, it's just a show. You know, but I'm happy. I love the effect. I love that effect when you turn them. And just hopefully people will put their heads down and be able to appreciate, you know, appreciate the colors and everything. I'm really happy the way it came out. You know, it's not overly done either, which is nice. You know, so let me take these apart. Let me show you real quick side by side. Okay. I'm really happy the way it came out. And that red, that from Nocturna, that just gives it like a special glow, guys. You should try it. I mean, that whole series, it's got some really nice colors in it. I got the whole Nocturna series. They got like 5 or 6 different sets of purples and the reds and the flesh tones, that I like to use, and all that stuff. And you should try those because those are really good colors to do some really cool effects and things like that. So, I tried them all and I used them for my kits, and I had some pretty good success with those as far as painting goes. Go to my Instagram and check it out, all that stuff like that. You'll see all the different stuff that I did. Okay? Guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you learned something today. All right? I don't know how this series is going to be presented to you guys because I'm going to try to do something a little different. So I hope that, whatever you guys learned out of this, if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Okay? Thank you very much.